Well, we take you live now to the Spadina subway station where Mayor Chow is making a TTC safety announcement. Let's listen in.
Everywhere. In the months before I ran for office, violent incidents on the TTC shook our city. 16-year-old Gabriel McAleese was stabbed while sitting on a bench at Keele subway station. His mother, Andrea, through unbearable and horrible pain, said that more needs to be done to help people in crisis. More needs to be done so that people don't get to the point where they are in crisis, she said. We need more social services. We need more investment into physical and mental health. We need more support for housing. Andrea McAleese called on us to take better care of each other to keep people safe, so no one have to go through the unbearable pain that she experienced. In my announcement today, I am dedicating this announcement to Andrea and the McAleese family. And I spoke to her just before I came. Delivering a safer TTC means doing the preventive work so tragedies would not happen. It also means more eyes and ears in the transit system and having the right kind of people to answer calls for help. Here's what we're doing. Number one, we have 421 more visible frontline safety staff. Who are they? They are staff and supervisors in stations, special constables. There are 157 of them at record level. And provincial offense officers, street-to-homes outreach staff that can help people go to shelters, and the LOF multidisciplinary outreach team, and community crisis workers and community safety ambassadors, and of course, more police officers. Number two, over 32,000 cameras now watch over the system. TTC stations have better waiting areas, brighter lighting, cleaner spaces. And it's working. Offenses against TTC riders are down 28%. Safety complaints have dropped by more than half. 911 response times are faster by 70%. TTC survey on how safe people feel are going in the right direction. But numbers only tell part of the story. Every Torontonian deserves to get to work, get the kids to school, get home without fear. And TTC riders deserve a transit system that works for them. So download the TTC, the Safe TTC app. Use it if something feels wrong, you need to report something, or talk to a station staff. Look for the special constables and the community safety ambassadors, and know that you are never alone. Reach out to someone on the TTC. Torontonians, your city is safer when you're part of it. When you ride the transit, you're not just getting somewhere. You're helping build the city we all want to live in. A caring, safe, affordable city, a city that delivers for you. Let me introduce TTC Chair Jamel Myers to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Chow. Good morning, everyone. Safety and well-being on our transit system is a complex challenge shaped by the broader issues facing Toronto. The TTC is committed to innovative, compassionate, and people-first solutions, both immediate and in the long term, to support everyone who relies on our network. We have taken a proactive approach, working closely with the City of Toronto, Toronto Police, Toronto Public Health, and a range of community agencies to make our system safer. These partnerships ensure equity and compassion and are at the heart of our work while maintaining a safe and reliable transit system for Torontonians. Thanks to a $31 million investment in the 2025 budget, our safety and security teams have more TTC staff, outreach workers, special constables, provincial offense officers, safety ambassadors, and crisis workers. Starting November 15th, 15 Toronto Community Crisis Teams will be available 24/7 on Line 1 platforms in the U, providing dedicated support to riders. Our plan focuses on 6 key elements: collaboration, clear communication, active engagement, robust staff training, ongoing improvements to our system, and a data-driven safety monitoring. And we are seeing results. Offenses against customers are down 28% since December 2022, and offenses against employees are down 38% since January 2023. Customer satisfaction with personal safety has risen, and complaints related to safety have dropped by more than half. I'm also excited to announce that we are launching a new safety pilot at Union and Dundas stations, where TTC staff will continuously monitor station activity through cameras and deliver real-time announcements. For example, if someone is seen vandalizing TTC property, using drugs, or being aggressive to fellow passengers, they can be called out immediately through station speakers, reinforcing that safety and respect are everyone's responsibility, and an initiative that this was initiated by TTC staff. The TTC has a clear duty to protect both our customers and employees, and that's a responsibility we take seriously. By listening to our community and acting on feedback, we're building a transit system that puts our people and our employees first. And with that, I will pass it over to TTC CEO, Mandeep Lally.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. I think what you've heard today from the Mayor, the Chair, signifies the investment, not only in words, but in actualization. You can see the wonderful resources standing behind us, which have only been possible due to the additional funding and the initiatives being announced. At the heart of all of this is to ensure our system, our customers, our staff are safe. Not only safe, but feel safe. We're doing that through investments, we're doing that through data analysis, we're doing that through technology. And today is just an accumulation of all these initiatives, investments, and plans coming together that will go live in fruition in November. It's a great day to be taking this forward. It'll be a great day in terms of, you've seen the numbers in terms of how we're improving on safety, how we're driving the safety culture, and more importantly, how we're making our customers feel safe. This is constantly being monitored. We do not relax because our numbers are going in the right direction. We just need to move with even more vigor. And I would just like to take the opportunity once more to thank all the skilled personnel standing here today who do an absolutely sterling job, who are only seen when things are not going as planned. Their diligence, their compassion, and empathy are trademarks of ensuring our customers feel safe. I had the pleasure and delight on Monday to invite Cameron and Ferdinand Wheeler, two outstanding individuals who, based upon the safety training they had, were able to prevent a suicide occurring on the tracks. They saved someone's life. That's the impact these resources, these skill sets that are trained to have, will have. So with that, I thank everyone here today for this momentous occasion, and pass it over to the Mayor for any questions or the Chair. Thank you.
We'll open up for questions now. If you can just say your name and the outlet you're with.
Hello, everyone. Aiden from Toronto Today. Not exactly sure who is best to take this one, but it's about the Safe TTC app. The safety report talks a lot about how you want to kind of drive more adoption of that and how it's kind of an integral part of the response to safety. But if adoption has been low for a while, I think it's probably safe to assume that adoption will continue to be low. So should we maybe rethink how kind of integral the app is to the overall response?
Maybe the technical person regarding the Safe TTC app. Want to, yeah, the CEO talked about that.
So, yeah. So since July, there's been a 19% increase in app usage. With the marketing that we're going to put out starting from next week onwards, we're going to have by the end of middle of December, we'll have circa 18,000 posters across all modes of transports and our stations advertising this on the digital forum and also on the static forum. So the driver is, we have the app, we're going to utilize something that's already out there and just advertise it even and market it even more. And we'll be monitoring the numbers. As I said, this is a dynamic process we're following. If we find that's not driving as much as we would like, then we'll pivot and see what else we can do. But that's the approach we're taking.
And I can't remember who was the report of the survey that was attached to it, but it was talking about how people feel most unsafe at bus and streetcar stops versus anywhere else in the system. And you know, the resources going in for CCTV footage is in, there's a lot of stuff going into stations to make people feel safer and make people feel seen. But if the biggest problem is on these surface stops, I really didn't see a lot in the report or in here about, you know, kind of interventions to make people feel safer where they feel most unsafe.
So just to be clear, we're still doing all the initiatives that we have on the buses and streetcars. This particular initiative that we're driving and announced today with the additional investment is a trial initiative to see how we can maximize the benefit of, and how do we then transition that into all the other modes you just highlighted. So the ideal utopia, you don't put everything in one basket straight away. We've got to refine it, maximize it, find out what works, what doesn't work, how do we make it better, and then transition it to each of the modes while also supporting the modes at the same time.
Hi, good morning. Ben Cohen from the Toronto Star. It's a question for Mayor Chow. Hi. Netherlands-based company that's making electric ferries for Toronto, Damen Shipyards, was charged with corruption, forgery, bribery, money laundering, and violating Russian sanctions in April. What do you think of the fact that it did not disclose this to the city until after the Star started asking the charges this week?
I looked at it. The city has very strict disclosure rules for all the vendors, and Damen met those requirements when the contract was being negotiated. As you know, the City of Toronto in 2022 decided to switch to electric ferries, and then had an open bid process, and then a negotiation took place, and then the contract was signed. We take the charges very seriously. We have a third-party inspector at the Damen Shipyard providing on-site updates of their performances to make sure they are delivering the ferry as they are supposed to. And those charges, I think, date back to a period in 2019 or thereabouts. If the situation changes or new information come forward, the city will respond appropriately.
By trying to get out of the contract?
We need our ferries, and they're in the middle of building it, so we'll see. We have on-site people, inspectors, to make sure that there's regular updates on their performances.
We also saw that in 2016, the World Bank banned it because of evidence that it did engage in bribery. Are you confident that the city did its due diligence in selecting this company?
The period of negotiation predates my coming to be the mayor, even though the contract was signed during the period when I is the mayor. I think it was in 2024. And we have very strict disclosure rules for all the vendors, and they met the requirements at that time. And when the contract was awarded in 2024, they met the criteria at the time. We can look at it again, but at that time, during that period, they met the criteria. But if there's more information that comes forward, we will always re-examine it.
Thank you.
Hi, Lane Harrison, CBC News. I think my question is for the CEO, just about the new safety pilot in Dundas and Union with the announcements. I was hoping you could just tell us a bit more about the details of that. Like, is it like, oh, hey, you in the red shirt, stop doing that? Or what? How exactly is that going to work?
So the pilot looks at behaviours in respect to characterising behaviours and capturing them. That has the potential of. It's tried technology which we're using, and once we get to fine-tune that upon the system, we'll be able to reap the benefits. In terms of how it will be executed, we have dispatchers who will be reviewing the screens, and when some kind of movements, once we define the metrics, it'll bring an alert to the operator, and the operator will then take action in terms of the communication. So it's just a next iteration derivative of what we have, but using technology to guide us more.
Okay, does that have anything to do with the research partnership with TMU at that station, or is it too early to?
That's something different.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, Mandeep, my questions are for you as well. If you, sorry, just to call you back. Momin Qureshi, 680 News. I just wanted to go back to the app here. Do you know what the current install rate is in terms of how many people have the app, and do you have a goal of the number you want to get to, the percentage you want to get to of people that have the app, where you'll be satisfied that enough people?
Well, we've been listening to Mayor Olivia Chow alongside the head of the TTC making a safety announcement. We'll have more on some of those details throughout the morning and afternoon.